The 2019 SVG Summit is back in New York City. Kristian Hernandez here with the SVG. I have the absolute pleasure to speak with the ACC Network expert, Meg Aronowitz. How you doing, Meg?
Thank you. That's a lot of pressure. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Whether it was UPitt, Vatech, UNC, what have you.
Yeah.
A lot of unique use cases depending on what school you're at.
Yeah.
Before this thing launched, how did you kind of key to their needs and make sure the relationship was well with all 15 participating institutions?
Yeah, we had a lot of runway with the ACC Network, which was great because it allowed us to build those relationships and to learn what each individual school was going to need to meet the contract demands and the expectations for the ACC Network. So we had about 18 months where Rex Arns and myself traveled around to all 15 schools. I think together we did 3 or 4 trips together and just met with the schools to talk through their production plans, their facility plans, their network needs. And then we started to hire staff for the ACC Network, my team, Nick Rude, Dan Cole, the rest of our team, Alex Wheat, who really helped the day-to-day production needs for the schools, to introduce them and then start to watch them produce broadcasts on ESPN3. That's the great thing about the ACC Network is that a lot of these schools already had a ton of experience working with ESPN. A lot of them were doing E3 broadcasts, so we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. We just had to essentially work with them as they upgraded their facilities and built out their plans, and then roll out a new animation package, launch a new network, and do all those things.
Integrate all those things in there.
It was a pretty hectic 18 months, but it was a worthwhile 18 months, and we certainly appreciated having that runway to work with them and build those relationships so that when that light came on, nothing was a surprise.
Sure. Now 4 months in.
Yeah.
Have time to breathe a little bit after the big launch in August. How's it been so far?
Have we had time to breathe?
True, I would hope so.
It's basketball season.
Correct.
It's been great. The experience has been great. Each one of the schools, what I love about it is that all the people on campus are so passionate about the product that they put on and the network itself. Our animation package is second to none. I think it's one of the best things ESPN's ever done. We're about to roll out some new things as we head into the spring with technology. We just signed a deal with Ross Piero for 3D telestration. We've launched a cloud server partnership with NEP Media Bank that has changed the way we deliver assets and content and has made the workflow a lot easier. The schools, I think, are recognizing fatigue a little sooner than they probably would have in a normal scenario without a network, but I think it's a good fatigue in the sense that it's a satisfying fatigue, right?
Sure.
We've done this and we did it together, and we've done it with their partnership, and they're super proud of that. So it's gone great.
Sure. Now you have the 15 schools working hard. You got all these partnerships with Ross and NEP Media Bank. Moving forward to 2020, first full year of the ACC Network, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think it's going to unfold?
Well, I think first of all, the exposure for the schools and the sports themselves is going to help grow all the Olympic sports in the ACC. The ACC is a conference that has more sports than most. So things like field hockey and crew and softball in the ACC with Clemson launching a team this year, obviously near and dear to my heart, right? College baseball where the ACC is terrific, and then of course lacrosse, right? Giving those sports the exposure and the platform they deserve, training folks on campus how to produce this content at a volume level. And what I think is really going to happen is we're going to fine-tune the product that we're putting on the air from the studio shows all the way through, but we're going to start to create opportunities for students to come through those programs to get hired in places and companies that you see here at SVG, in places like ESPN, because they've now had the experience and the opportunity to work at a high level on these productions because of the work that the schools did themselves with their production facilities. So I see it being very successful. I see the sports in the ACC benefiting the most from it, but I see the relationships and the opportunities for the students on campuses growing.
Sure, good outlet for the next wave of professionals heading into the future, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So next year's going to get better and better. The 4 months so far have been great. For 2020, sky's the limit. Meg, thank you for coming and talking.
Absolutely, thank you.
Of course. So for more from the SVG Summit, please head over to sportsvideo.org.